Welcome. Let's settle for the details. A senior finance lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Sairam Kawo, says government is likely to receive the second tranche of the International Monetary Fund bailout package by March this year. According to him, the delay in reaching an agreement with China will push the disbursement of the funds further to March. He explains that government must expedite efforts in reaching an agreement with China.
So last year, when we could not get the deal in November, and then December, it couldn't happen, I predicted that we would have the deal going through if we do what the IMF is expecting us to do by the close of the first quarter of this year. If we are expecting that it will happen in January, I'm sorry, I do not have enough details, but looking at what has happened over the period, we should be prudent when we are trying to forecast. Latest at the end of the quarter, that will be in March, we should expect this money
in March, you said?
Yes, in March. Latest. If it comes earlier, it's good news for us. But latest will be in March when we should actually expect these things to go very well. Because the position China has taken and the other bilateral partners that we have, then there is a lot of work that they need to do. Government needs to go forward. Government needs to really look at the proposal that they have made to them that will be favorable to them for them also to accept the deal at the end of the period, so that going forward, we can attract international investors into our country, and the markets, the international monetary or capital market can also be open for us to get more loans to do the things that we want to do.
Fitch Solutions is anticipating significant public expenditure overruns by the government ahead of the December 2024 general elections. According to the UK-based firm, this is because the ruling government trails the largest opposition party and would therefore spend heavily to win voter sympathy. Here's a report.
Fitch Solutions said since the start of the century, public expenditure as a share of the size of the economy increased by an average of 3.0 percentage points during election years. This reflects the government's tendency to subsidize utilities and implement social welfare programs to garner public support. It therefore anticipates that such measures will be implemented again in 2024, improving disposable incomes and stimulating household spending. It projected a private consumption growth to take up to 3.8% in 2024 from the 3.2% recorded in 2023, contributing 2.9 percentage points to headline real growth. Added that a moderation in consumer price inflation due to more favorable exchange rate dynamics will strengthen household spending. Again, the likely implementation of social support programs ahead of the December election will support disposable incomes and stimulate domestic consumption.
Meanwhile, economist Professor Peter Quartey is warning that the lack of fiscal discipline in an election year could erode all the gains made in stabilizing the economy so far. Speaking during the Joy Business 2023 Business Review, Professor Quartey warned that election overruns remain the biggest threat to the current economic stability.
I see 2024 to be more promising, but contingent on us getting the second tranche, contingent on us getting into an agreement with external creditors. If that happens, then certainly we're likely to see some stability on the exchange rate market, and that drives inflation, drives a lot of activities on the business front. So if exchange rate is relatively stable, we are likely to see some gains. Of course, the new taxes, as you mentioned, it depends on when it becomes operational. I hear GRA says they are now setting up the system. So it might not kick off in January, maybe February or March. But as soon as it kicks in, we'll find costs going up. But if we also get stability on the exchange rate front, then the net effect might be maybe marginal increase or none at all, and inflation can be moderated. But then we have to watch the political business cycle. The last quarter of 2024 is going to be another challenging period if we don't put in the systems. In other jurisdictions, you cannot start a new project 6 months to elections. Yeah. You cannot spend beyond a certain threshold. I don't think I've seen those kinds of laws or conditions being set in our country. And it worries me. If we are not careful, the political business cycle will come and bite us again.
A little longer on the Joy Business 2023 Business Review, as stakeholders in the tourism sector say the increase in the number of visitors for the December in Ghana celebrations should send a signal to governments that tourism can be a major foreign income earner for the country. According to the president of the Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr., tourism holds the potential to move Ghana out of poverty.
Tourism has this huge potential to change the fortunes of this country, to change the economy of this country. We can look at it in terms of foreign exchange earnings, foreign direct investment, in terms of employment, in terms of taxes, and even in terms of the ripple effects of the hotel industry. I mean, when you set up a hotel business, you can count not less than 10 other businesses that will be established in line with that business. Okay, so that must be established. And then when we establish that, then moving in 2024, government should continue to promote Ghana as a destination of choice. And also we need to explore the huge potential in the MICE industry, meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. We haven't done much there. When it comes even to the tourist arrivals in the country, George, we are still hovering around the 1.3 and 1.5, and the minister has projected about 2.5 by 2025. Yeah. We are nowhere near the 11 million that Egypt is doing. And if we are able to get even half of that, check how it will impact our industry. So the potential is there. And then also, we also want more tourism sites to be renovated, just as we did the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. I'm sure you have the figures from 30,000 a month to almost 1 million a month, just because of the renovation that was done. There are more tourism sites that can bring in this huge revenue. And again, government should focus on creating that friendly business environment. That is the job of government. Okay, and then we can also contribute our quota. But lastly, George, before you go, please, the media. You've done so well. You've done so well in promoting tourism. Okay, so let's have that partnership. Let the partnership. Recently, you are promoting Royal Cozy Hotel, Safari Valley Hotel. These are the things that we want to hear. These are the things that will promote domestic tourism. It will also promote international tourism.
Now, some oil marketing companies have reduced prices of petroleum products at the pumps beginning today. One of the major players, Star Oil, took the lead by selling a liter of petrol at 11 cedis 24 pesos from the previous price of 12 cedis 69 pesos. Similarly, it is selling a liter of diesel for 11 cedis 24 pesos from the earlier 11 cedis 69 pesos. The other major OMCs are also expected to adjust their prices in the coming hours. However, market watchers will be prioritizing the margin of reduction in the prices of petroleum products. Let's do some insurance story now, as the National Insurance Commission has indicated that it will sanction any insurance company that fails to abide by the approved tariffs for third-party premiums. This is coming after the Commission, in collaboration with the National Insurance Association, increased third-party premiums beginning today. George Rafi has the rest of the story.
The insurance companies are today going ahead to adjust tariffs for the various types of third-party products after they secured approval from the industry regulator, that is, the National Insurance Commission. Based on the approved rates, individuals using private cars are expected to pay 482 Ghana cedis, up from the previous price of 468 Ghana cedis. Commercial vehicle owners, especially when it comes to taxis, will now pay 437 Ghana cedis. Hiring cars will pay 652 Ghana cedis. Owners of motorcycles are expected to pay 252 Ghana cedis. The insurance companies have told Joy Business that they took this action to ensure that they are in the good financial position so they can pay genuine claims on time. The National Insurance Commission has also told Joy Business that as a regulator, they will work to ensure that all the insurance companies comply with these tariffs because they want to protect every policyholder. Joy Business understands that an insurance company could be fined as much as 60,000 Ghana cedis for failing to stick with these approved rates by the National Insurance Commission.
A report conducted by auditing and accounting firm KPMG indicates a high number of shifts in the savings culture of some Ghanaians geared towards saving the value of their incomes. According to the report, double digits inflation and depreciation of the cedi have escalated living costs, particularly in essential areas such as food, housing, and transportation. Here's more.
Collectively, KPMG said these factors of high inflation and foreign exchange losses have created a volatile macroeconomic landscape posing a threat to consumers' purchasing capabilities. 35% of respondents indicated savings and investment as one of their top priorities, the third highest highlighting a resilient savings behavior despite economic pressures. Notably, 92% of respondents affirmed their commitment to savings. However, only 1 in 5 is able to set aside more than 20% of their income, signaling that rising costs have eroded disposable incomes. In this year's research, KPMG West Africa delved into customer spending habits to understand their financial priorities. The findings unveiled that food and transportation stood out as the primary expenses for respondents.
Meanwhile, Executive Director of the Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa, Peter Nyakon, is urging the public to engage in prudent spending and solely spend on basic necessities to reduce the impact of the increase in taxes on their pockets. The Ghana Revenue Authority is expected to start implementing 5 new tax bills this year. However, financial literacy analyst Mr. Nyako says individuals can mitigate the impact of the new taxes by ensuring that they cut down their spending on luxurious lifestyles.
An increase in taxes reduces the disposable income of consumers. And so mostly people are likely to spend less. And so if your income is going to reduce, then you need to work out your budget. You need to prioritize your budget. And this is where you have to spend on your basic necessities because you won't have enough money to spend on all your desires. So here, because taxes are being increased, consumers should focus on spending on their basic necessities. When we talk about basic necessities, you are talking about your needs, what you need so your life can move on. So in 2024, ask yourself, what do you need for your life to move on? You need a place to put your head. So we can talk about shelter, we can talk about rent, we can talk about food, we can talk about transport. So consumers should focus more on spending on their basic necessities. On the other side, consumers should also focus on cutting down on luxury because these taxes, luxuries come with taxes. And so, for example, if you want to import a new vehicle, you have to pay more taxes. And so once taxes are being increased, consumers should focus more on cutting down on luxury so they can avoid some of the taxes that are being introduced. And also, I would say consumers should also focus on saving more because the more you save, the more tax you avoid. And so in this scenario, consumers should also focus on saving more.
If you just joined us, this is Business Live. I will take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome. A look at the rest of our stories. Anglo Gold Ashanti has committed to improving the economic status of micro, small, and medium enterprises in its host communities. Through its trade show, the company has created direct and indirect jobs at Obuasi. There's more in this report.
Over 300 traders and exhibitors in Obuasi displayed their product to kickstart the 2023 Obuasi Trade Show. In 2022, about 233 jobs were created compared to 21 in 2021, while 189 existing companies increased their market shares in their respective sectors. According to Manuel Baidu, Africa Regional Head, Community Relations at AngloGold, the trade show has served as a catalyst for economic growth in Obuasi.
The Obuasi Trade Show has come to stay as an annual event symbolizing progress and prosperity for our beloved city of Obuasi. Each year, the Obuasi Trade Show brings together talented minds, innovative ideas, and flourishing businesses, all working together towards a brighter future for Obuasi. And what I'm in particular very excited of today and for this session is that the Obuasi Trade Show is increasingly evolving into a force under a more sustainable structure and leadership. And thanks so much to the Obuasi Trade Show Consortium.
The 2023 trade show was under the theme, harnessing our creative potentials to contribute to the economic development of Obuasi. The Ministry of Trade and Industry said the government is actively pursuing policies to extend the country's industrial base and job creation. Enoch Newton spoke on behalf of the Ashanti Regional Director of Trade and Industry.
The government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Trade and Industry, is vigorously pursuing policy initiatives aimed at expanding the industrial base of the country to boost manufacturing and to create jobs. These policies involve a program of rapid industrialization and value addition, especially in agro-processing, as well as the establishment of industrial parks and special economic zones.
Some of the exhibitors spoke to Joy News.
Yes, the trade helps. It helps you to learn about packaging, because you come and you see other people and how they package their products, and you want to do more. It helps to meet other people in your industry, so you create contacts and networks.
Trade show now, boy. Last year was the first time I did trade show now. Na kupaya me enim ko say betimi ato enema ni bia na say de infa so bebrebebre ba yakopon so hye no ni monyam omoto enema ni ponti na ma akenya ye yakan so aba ha say de bia.
For Joy News, Anita Sewajugan reporting.
As the world evolves and technology advances, the need to enhance the technological skills of young people has become crucial. In view of this, IT service provider Petroleum, in collaboration with distant relatives, organized a tech clinic to cultivate the interest of young individuals in technology. William Esiedu, the founder of Distant Relatives Project, emphasized that the initiative aims to improve Ghana's competitiveness in the technological world. Here are more details.
The tech workshop by Patron provided participants with the opportunity to learn engineering skills for building items from everyday materials in their communities. Additionally, participants received learning materials such as books. William Esiedu, the project's founder, explains the intended impact of the initiative.
So many people come to Ghana from the diaspora. They come to party and enjoy, but no one is giving back. So we like to position ourselves as the platform to create opportunities for people all over the world to come back and give back when they're here in Ghana. Outside of offering services to assist the community, we also like to host workshops. So today we're hosting a technical workshop here using remote control cars. The idea is to spark that interest within the youth to generate and foster the next generation of engineers. So today, you know, lack of technology is a big problem here in Ghana. So we want to position ourselves as an organization to provide the infrastructure and to create opportunities for kids to learn and be able to compete on a global scale. We need more people to get involved so we can scale up the impact. We've been able to galvanize a large community of people who are interested in the work that we do and they want to support, but there's still more work that be done.
Ama Asamoah, Chief Operating Officer at Patron, added that the project will empower young people to invest in acquiring more technological skills.
And we have 3 stations set up for the kids. The first station are remote control cars, where we're teaching the kids hardware engineering. So they're building cars out of materials that they can find every day. That is the skill set that we want to leave them with. The second station is the VR headsets. So we're introducing the kids to virtual reality. I know we've all heard of Meta and the metaverse. So we're introducing them into virtual reality in terms of what it is, what it can do, so they can have a comprehensive understanding, somewhat of a comprehensive understanding of the metaverse. Okay. And then the third station is a 3D printer. A 3D printer essentially where they're going to partner up in teams and they can build whatever they want from this 3D printer. And it's teaching them to use their imagination, but also that tech can be the gateway that allows them to build whatever that they want to build.
Participants were encouraged to make good use of the skills they acquired to impact society positively.
That is how we part company tonight on Business Live. My name is Emma Davis. For more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. Happy New Year.